I know he's got something to hide. That's the only reason it's not out there. If this had anything to do with Democrats, baby, it would have been on day one. That promise would have been fulfilled. But he wanted access to those files, and he wanted to see how bad it looked.
We don't hate you. We don't care enough about you to hate you. We just see that you're a fool. You make a fool out of yourself virtually every day. That's why we talk about you. We're laughing at you. We're making a mockery of you. You're making a mockery of yourself. It's not hatred.
Imagine this. You wake up, scroll your feed, and boom. Megyn Kelly just lit Jasmine Crockett up like it was the 4th of July, and now the internet can't stop screaming. This isn't your everyday political spat. This is viral chaos with extra buttered popcorn. Everyone's asking the same thing. How did it spiral this fast? Well, buckle up, because what Megyn dropped didn't just sting. It set off shockwaves. And trust me, you're going to want front row seats for this unraveling.
People to see him and understand who he is. This is a person that has a problem with people of color, period. I don't care how many black MAGA out there with their hats. I want to be clear when we look at who it is that he's kicking out of this country as people of color.
To distinguish between those two different emotions, because you're receiving one in droves, and it's not hatred. You can act, like you're Beyonce all you want. You're not. And just like her, you can play the victim when you're not. But you're going to have your hands full with people laughing at you because you behave so foolishly.
Before we dive deeper, hit that like button and subscribe. You're not going to want to miss this one. The internet isn't built for subtlety, and neither is Jasmine Crockett. She waltzes into politics like it's open mic night at a comedy club, and somehow keeps getting handed the mic. She thinks she's giving Shakespeare. What actually comes out? More like TikTok karaoke gone wrong. Loud, dramatic, and full of hand gestures cranked up to 11, with actual reasoning buried somewhere under all that eyeliner and noise.
I'm dying to ask you about Jasmine Crockett.
Oh boy.
She seems like a nightmare.
She's delightful.
What's that like to work against her?
So she serves on oversight committee with me, and she's on my Doge subcommittee.
Great.
Yeah. I'll tell you, one of the funny things was we were having a committee hearing on oversight, and it was really late at night. And I was really irritated because I'm always like, why can't we work normal work hours like regular people, 8 to 5? I don't know what's wrong with Congress that we're always doing crazy things at 9, 10, 11, 2 a.m. under Nancy Pelosi. So we're on the oversight committee, and she is running off her mouth, and I shot at her about her massively huge fake eyelashes.
Yeah, this made news.
Yeah,
and just when Crockett thought it was her big moment, Megyn Kelly stepped in. What happened next was like watching a brain surgeon walk into a clown act. Crockett came armed with theatrics. Kelly showed up with composure, facts, and a wit sharp enough to cut steel. You know how some people win arguments by shouting the loudest? Megyn Kelly wins them by making her opponent look like they never even understood the question.
First reaction from resident twit, Jasmine Crockett.
ICE, for the most part, is nothing but a ride. That's all they were supposed to do for the most part, right? It's like, you know what? This person is undocumented, or this person re-entered the country illegally, all the things, and then they have an ICE hold.
So ICE is really supposed to be no more than an Uber ride for these illegal. This is an elected representative to Congress, a Democrat from Texas.
And the best part? The internet saw all of it, and it blew up like fireworks on the 4th of July. Memes, reactions, clips spliced with laugh tracks, the full humiliation package. Crockett's big moment didn't end with applause. It ended with her being turned into a punchline while Kelly swatted her away like a mosquito.
A bitch behind the scenes, so much worse. You're not even beloved by your staff. Like, you alienate everyone. The people who know you best don't like you. The people who are just glancing at what you're putting out there publicly don't like you. So who likes you? It has nothing to do with your skin color either. There was a Republican star named Mia Love, who happened to be a black woman, who rose in the halls of power in Congress. Unfortunately, we lost her last year to cancer. But Mia Love didn't attract this kind of negative attention. So if it were just your skin color, that would have happened to her too. But it didn't. Why did it happen to you?
But let's rewind for a second. The reason this showdown went so viral isn't just because of the clips, it's the contrast. On one side, you've got Crockett, pure theater, The side eye, the hand waving, the over-the-top expressions that make you wonder if she's auditioning for a reality TV role. On the other side, Megyn Kelly. Calm, sharp, precise. She didn't even need to raise her voice. She just sat back, dropped her points, and watched as Crockett dug herself into a hole deeper than the Mariana Trench.
Here is Jasmine Crockett on some terrible show involving the loser, fired Don Lemon and somebody else. Here we go.
Maybe because these people, they are crazy because they always talk about how Christian they is. Yeah, I don't know how many of them on that side are getting divorced because they getting caught up sleeping with their co-workers, staffers, interns, all the things. Yeah, you ain't got to believe me. Just go Google. You'll find some of it. I'm telling you.
It was like a bad talent show. One contestant's juggling flaming chainsaws, hoping for applause, while the other just sits at a piano and plays Mozart. Crockett was sparks. Kelly was fireproof. Crockett has a history of leaning into viral theatrics. Every time she speaks, editors line up to meme her. The glares, the pauses, the energy of a Real Housewives marathon. But Kelly dismantles opponents with clarity, with logic, with that smirk that says, this won't take long. And against someone like Crockett, that combo is deadly. By the time Kelly calmly laid out her points, Crockett's theatrics looked less like fire and more like smoke from a burnt-out candle.
I've always observed about her is how she treats her staff. She treats her staff like they are just beneath her.
I read that in the New York Post. Can you confirm?
Yes.
Wow.
So she always has, one of her young male staffers has to carry her big, heavy handbag for her.
Right.
She just hands it off. It's like, who does that?
Right. Who are you, Beyonce?
Right. And then I remember one time on Oversight, she called one of her staff over and she whispered something in their ear and they ran off. And then they came back with this big white fluffy pillow that they put behind her back. And I'm going...
And some bonbons?
The more Crockett flailed, the calmer Kelly looked. And the internet loves nothing more than watching someone implode while their opponent barely lifts a finger. Crockett practically gift-wrapped her own humiliation. Every exaggerated gesture made Kelly's composure sharper. Every dramatic eye roll made Kelly's points land harder. By the end, Crockett wasn't just losing. She was memed into oblivion. Clips flooded timelines with captions that wrote themselves. And here's the irony. Crockett lives for attention. She thrives on chaos because viral clips are the closest she's ever come to political relevance. But this time, the spotlight didn't crown her star. It turned her into the blooper reel.
Be true, because your lawyer would know that they're going to lose it if they...
They're going to lose it. Okay? Okay. Thoughts, Link, on the reinvention of Jasmine Crockett?
We need a new drinking game and don't drink and drive, but every time Jasmine Crockett unveils a new accent, take a shot, okay? You will be blotto in about 5 minutes because she unveils new accents every 5 minutes. Yeah, exactly. She unveils new accents all the time, and she wants us to forget that she used to speak like this very educated young woman. She used to speak like Eliza Doolittle.
Wait, we have it.
The rain.
Here.
Oh, yes.
Listen to her here. SOT 19.
In my mind, I'm thinking, I just got to Austin, and I had to be 5...
And that's the bigger lesson here. Style without substance, it's fireworks without a fuse. Loud, flashy, and over fast. Crockett is all glitter, no gold. Kelly proved you don't need to be the loudest to own the room. Sometimes the calmest voice with the clearest facts humiliates the loudest one trying way too hard. Crockett turned her performance into a case study in how not to handle pressure. Vibes can't win an argument. Theatrics get you headlines for a day, but they can't survive someone like Megyn Kelly, who's built a career shredding flimsy arguments while barely breaking a sweat. The result? Crockett's rep in tatters, while Kelly walks away with the internet cheering. This wasn't just exposure. It was demolition.
Why? Because you act like an utter fool. You want attention for all the wrong reasons. That's why, according to your staff, per the New York Post, you sit on your ass in your hotel room and you expect things to be done for you and brought to you, and you want a slave crew instead of hardworking people around you supporting you. That's never going to work. It's not going to work for you or anybody else in Congress. You've been outed. You can laugh about it, but this won't be the first. You haven't been in Congress very long, and if your staff's already turning on you, this will be the first, not the last. Good luck with that. It seems to me you've already peaked with your $35,000 a year high school education and your $75,000 a year college education. And now you want to act like an oppressed victim because of your skin color.
And the humiliation factor, off the charts. Crockett didn't just lose. She became a cautionary tale. She wanted to go viral as the fearless figure who stood her ground. Instead, she went viral as the punchline to Megyn Kelly's best performance yet. Worse, she can't escape it. The internet has an elephant's memory on steroids. Once you're a meme forever. Kelly's credibility skyrocketed while Crockett's cratered. Crockett thought she was the storm, but she turned out to be drizzle that couldn't put out a single spark.
I said something along the lines of like, well, you can't read it because of your fake eyelashes. Because she had all the information in front of her and she's like, we don't even know what's going on and da-da-da-da. And oh my gosh, total explosion. But she
insulted you too. She said something about a butch body.
Yeah.
She's nasty too.
Which I thought was absolutely hilarious. I mean, I'm like over 50. I work out. I'm like,
I thought it was below the belt. I think you could say eyelashes and you're still, yes, it's a personal comment, but it's not as low as what she said.
Right.
She loves to go low.
Yeah.
Crockett must have thought she was walking in with the upper hand, strutting in with attitude like the crown was already hers. But she forgot one thing. Megyn Kelly doesn't play in that league. Kelly doesn't shout, she slices. Where Crockett throws glitter, Kelly throws daggers, and daggers always win. Crockett looked like she was auditioning for Broadway, while Kelly calmly dismantled her every line with surgical ease. It wasn't even a clash. It was a chef with a sharp knife versus a microwave dinner.
Here's the thing though, if you have kids, you know the rule is the last thing you want to be is cringe, right? If you're going to do it, you got to do it well, and you're not supposed to be cringy. That was cringy. So was this by Representative Jasmine Crockett, who I think is 42 years old, not 28. Someone should have told her that before she dropped this video before the State of the Union or joint address to Congress last night. Watch.
Yeah, they tried to rig the game, but you can't fake influence. Hey, I'm tripping, I'm sliding, I'm riding through the back like mustard on a beat, bro, deep bro.
Meanwhile, Crockett kept spiraling. She probably thought the internet would move on to the next outrage in hours. But no, this one had legs. It stayed trending, it stayed funny, and it stayed brutal. Every attempt Crockett made to fix her image only made it worse. That's the thing about viral humiliation. You can't out-argue it. The more you fight, the funnier it gets. Crockett looked like someone duct taping a sinking boat, while Kelly looked like she was sipping champagne on a yacht. Kelly didn't just win in the moment. She redefined Crockett. Before, some saw Crockett as fiery. After Kelly's takedown, fiery became frantic. Bold became blundering.
The working class stolen valor
Right.
with elitist, left-wing, insufferable, narcissistic women. I don't understand it. First, you have Kamala Harris saying she worked the fries, which, of course, everybody at McDonald's will tell you is totally fraudulent. She never proved any of it. And then you have AOC saying she's a girl from the Bronx. That's an absolute bona fide lie. She grew up in a $500,000 house in a leafy suburb north of the city by 90 minutes. A wonderful, very clean, very safe neighborhood. And now you have Jasmine Crockett, who, Megyn, I don't know where you come from, but I can tell you where I come from. Jasmine Crockett grew up so much more elite and wealthy and privileged and pampered than anyone that I know.
And here's the kicker. Crockett's theatrics aren't new. She's been banking on viral drama for ages, hoping people mistake noise for relevance. But this time, she played that game against the wrong opponent. Kelly isn't some rookie you can shout down. She's seasoned, calculated, and she uses silence more effectively than most people use words. That silence, it destroyed Crockett. Every eye roll, every hand wave, every exaggerated look was turned into parody in real time. Meanwhile, Kelly sat calm, collected, unbothered. By the end, Crockett wasn't just embarrassed. She was a cultural punchline.
It's perfect. The Human Rights Campaign. These are the people who run around harassing every business to make sure that their being pro-LGBTQ and pro-DEI and not doing anything that a human rights campaign finds offensive in any way, shape, or form, unless if you are in a wheelchair and are the governor of Texas, in which case it is fine for Jasmine Crockett to do this to you. Watch.
Because we in these hot-ass Texas streets, honey. Y'all know we got Governor Hot Wheels down there. Come on now. And the only thing hot about him is that he is a hot-ass mess, honey.
I got to check my woke rule book, Walter, but I'm not sure I don't think that's allowed. I do not think you refer to the guy who's in a wheelchair as the governor of your state as...
And that's where the sting really hits. This wasn't just an embarrassing clip. It was a reset of her entire public image. People who once laughed with her were suddenly laughing at her. Kelly pulled back the curtain, and it turned out the fierce Crockett brand was just clown makeup. She thought she was building her brand. Instead, she burned it down. Even allies struggled to defend her without sounding like they were covering for a bad sketch comedy routine. And Kelly? She didn't just expose Crockett. She delivered a cultural reset. She reminded everyone that substance always beats spectacle.
Egalitarian. She's so silver spoon. So the entire thing is an act, and I call it working class stolen valor, Megyn. And I love exposing it. And my only, I guess, takeaway from this is these people must really engage in a lot of self-loathing. I'm no psychiatrist, Megyn, but they must really hate themselves. They must be so embarrassed about where they come from, who they are, who created them, and it really sets in stark contrast.
And now, Crockett will go down as the politician who tried to outsass Megyn Kelly and wound up as a living meme. It's almost poetic. She wanted to be remembered as bold. Instead, she'll be remembered as the internet's blooper reel. And here's the brutal truth. The internet doesn't forget. Once you've been crowned the joke, that crown is permanent. Every time Crockett tries to make a serious move, this moment will resurface. Meanwhile, Kelly didn't just expose her. She turned the clash into a highlight reel for her own greatest hits. Crockett didn't just lose. She became the cautionary tale of what happens when you bring noise to a fact fight.